also didn't know that I was going to speak, but that has never stopped a Richter before. First of all, thank you to the Hall of Fame Committee and everybody for having me, my family, and my sister's family back to Cherry Hill. My parents moved to Florida in about 2008, so it's just been an honor and so wonderful to bring my kids back to where I grew up and get a chance to go around to all of my usual places. I also want to thank my coaches, Moose, obviously, who was always a close family friend as well, Mary, who's here, Miss Kelly, though now I think she's Miss Radville. I want to call her Repco, but now she's McKee, so Repkey, and all of the other coaches and teachers, DeLuca and others, who have been there for me and supported me throughout high school and all of my antics. Again, thank you to the Hall of Fame Committee. I also want to give a shout out for my parents, because a lot of you all know my mom and dad have asked where they are today. My dad was one of those people who, long after I graduated, would be showing up at my friends' younger siblings' sporting events just to watch. They both just had their knees replaced, so they can't be here because neither of them can walk and they're in charge of each other. But please know that they would so love to be here. I think it's funny that with all of my athletic accomplishments within tennis and softball, my dad's favorite memory of my time at Cherry Hill East has absolutely nothing to do with any of those, and he will tell you about a flag football game that I played in, a powder puff football game, and it's like his proudest moment because I scored a couple touchdowns, and apparently some people were betting that I was gonna clean up, and he, I brought it home. I also want to say that when I was told that I was being inducted into the Hall of Fame, my dad, who has never kept a secret in his life, called me first and told me, and I went to tell my sister that, hey, Dad called and the Cherry Hill East Hall of Fame called, and she was like, oh my God, they're inducting him? So, no, but thanks for the vote of confidence. So, I also am really proud to be an honoree here today because my children, while they know me and love me and I coach their sports and all of that, are incredibly surprised to find out that I'm a cool athlete. So this legitimizes me in their eyes, even though, they've seen me play. I still love you, children. But in general, sports are my absolute everything. Just like Elise said, they've kind of been there through the best of times, and then when things get hard, they've always been something that I could pour myself into and make it through. And truly, like everybody else who gets up here and cries, it's because it's such a wonderful, informative part of our lives. On that note, to my 5 and 7-year-old children, I don't care if you play baseball, softball, tennis. I just want you to find something that you guys love and go for it with your whole heart. Because if you have half as much fun as I had in high school, it'll all be worth it. I also want to thank my sister who's here. Lauren is 4 years older. She's quite an athlete herself. I'm so delighted that she was good enough that I could follow her to all of her sports and copy her on the sidelines. I'm sure it informed a lot of who I became. You are the Venus to my Serena, and it is completely out of bounds for me to compare myself to Serena, but Venus had all the pressure, and Serena got to come in and beat her and not feel bad about it at all, while the first child was like, I don't want to beat my sister, and that's our relationship. But I love you so much, Lauren, and thank you for coming up. And then I also want to thank my husband, obviously. Thank you for having, I can't look at you, but thank you for having the same competitive twinkle in your eye that is so much of our, fun and relationship and something I love about you. And while I will beat you in every sport we ever play, maybe but frisbee and running long distances, because that stinks, I will never stop trying. And I'm very happy that you have, some things that you have on me as well. I won't mention them here because, it's way more fun to focus on the sport aspect. But John also was there after graduation when we were just living our lives as working people, 5 days a week, playing in the beer leagues on the National Mall in DC, and becoming a huge part of my friend group, and incorporating an adorable softball analogy in our wedding vows. So thank you for knowing me and seeing me and all that. So I love you so much. Thank you for also having a good sense of humor when I tell the kids to look away and only have mommy teach them how to throw and not daddy. I appreciate that as well. But yeah, so thank you again. I'm so happy to be here. I'm gonna go do yet another tour of Cherry Hill, and I'm just excited to see you all and sending love for me and my family, my sister's family, and certainly Terry and Stu Richter back in Virginia, where we have now relocated together. So, thank you.